What's up, guys? It's Ryan here, No Limits Fitness Coaching. If you want to learn how to eat really whatever you feel like and still lose weight, still lose fat, keep watching till the end of the video and we're going to teach you how. I want some pizza today. Really want some pepperoni pizza. So let's go out. Let's get ourselves some pizza.
Growing up, parents got me a guitar. Said you could do anything, kid, you could go far.
Just eat whatever we feel like. I know all of us really want to eat things like pizza, ice cream, brownies, cake. The list could go on and on. Actually, comment down below if you like any of these things and what you would like to eat if you could eat anything. But there's really three major reasons why we can't necessarily do this, and why most people think that we have to diet or really starve ourselves to be able to get in shape and lose the fat that we want to. The first reason is calories. The calories that a lot of these foods have, they're just too much. And we just can't seem to put this into our diet or figure out ways to do this into our routine that allows us to keep losing fat or losing weight. The second reason is our metabolism just is not fast enough. The things that we do on a daily basis has slowed most of our metabolisms down. Also, we're getting older. Metabolism shrinks as we get older as well. So it's the second reason. The third reason is the nutrients that are in the foods that we like to eat. Quite often, they're bad nutrients or bad macro ratios is what we should say. So these things just don't have the nutritional value that allow us to sustain any kind of fitness routine. So we're going to talk about these three categories and how we can actually kind of fix them, or at least adapt to these specific things that helps us to still lose fat, but go ahead and eat some of these foods that we want to be able to eat. Really eat anything that we want to, and how we can put those into our routine. The first one we're going to start with is the bad foods and the macros. I know that so often when we're thinking about dieting or going on a cut, many people think about like diet foods and then bad foods, like a cheat meal or something. And they categorize them in two separate issues. And it's because when we think of certain foods, like maybe it's pizza or ice cream or different things, it's because of their macro ratio. So the amount of fat or carbs compared to protein, or these kinds of issues with these foods, such as if you take just ice cream, for instance, the sugar content is way higher than what the protein value is. Because of that, the calories that we end up getting are calories that spike our insulin. They create fat gain and not support the fat loss. So when we're looking at foods to eat, we want to pay attention to an extent of what kind of macros they've got, what their fat content, what their carb content, and protein is as well. Now, when we are looking at these things, we want to really be able to look at alternative ways of making these kinds of foods. So if you really want some ice cream, there are a number of alternatives to standard ice cream that still taste just as good, but maybe they have different macro contents or ratios in them. Something similar, a hamburger from maybe a fast food place. The macros in those, the fats are going to be really high most of the time. Carb content, of course, the trans fats, different things. And the protein is really going to be relatively low. In comparison to if you make a hamburger on your own, you can probably get that hamburger to have fairly high protein value and limit the amount of fats, especially trans fats and all the bad things that create fat gain on us. You can limit those things by just switching to maybe an alternative form of that same exact food that really just tastes just as high quality. The second way we can kind of overcome these bad macros, bad foods, whatever you want to call it, is to really maintain the rest of our day having a high protein intake. So if our protein is already where it needs to be, it's high, it's elevated, supporting our workouts, supporting the things that we're doing and the goals that we want to go for. If we have one meal a week or one meal a day even, it's at least not going to hurt us in the long run, as long as we have that protein high enough. So really the step that you can take today is making sure that your protein intake on a daily basis is where it needs to be. If you weigh roughly, if you weigh 200 pounds and you shoot for about 150 to 200 grams of protein, you're going to really be satisfied most of your day as far as hunger, but you're also going to, again, support the muscle gain, support the fat loss, which will allow you to add in those foods every once in a while that you can enjoy. You can still enjoy the good foods that you want and get over that whole thought of bad foods and bad quality, because you're supporting what you want to do with that protein intake. The second thing we're going to talk about is that metabolism. We all know our metabolisms go down really every single year. Our lifestyles usually don't support a fast metabolism. They don't. The way we live, especially here in the United States, we sit around a lot. We do a lot of things that don't support a high metabolism, burning a lot of fat. So we need, if we're thinking about how to burn fat, lose weight on a regular basis, we need to be thinking about how to raise our metabolism on a regular basis. Keeping that metabolism burning, keeping your body burning the fuel that you're putting in, anything that you're having, is going to allow you to then enjoy the foods that you really want to enjoy. The way we can up our metabolism, there's two things that you can really put into your routine today. The first one is the way that you work out. So many of us will work out with a cardio, or we start thinking about cutting or losing fat, and okay, we have to do cardio. Now there's a video that I have talks about the best exercises or best workouts for fat loss. I'll link that in the description, as well as the tag right up here. But really the best way to continue to raise our metabolism is to put strength training into our program. With strength training, you're going to add at least a little bit of muscle mass onto your body. Your muscle mass is going to increase your metabolism. By having more strength, by having more muscle on your body, muscle's an active thing on your body. It doesn't just sit there. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. So by supporting muscle gain, by having more muscle, by strength training or resistant training, you're going to up that metabolism. Your body's going to automatically start burning more calories. More calories your body burns, of course you can eat those higher calorie meals and really not have to worry about it. So add in strength training or some sort of resistance training into your program on a really daily basis, at least 3 times a week, will help you to then continue to eat the things that you want to eat. The second way we can up that metabolism is by having more fiber in our diet than maybe you probably are right now. Most of our diets don't have very much fiber in them. It's just not supported by most of our lifestyles. High fiber is hard to come by. The thing that I recommend for our clients is to take a fiber supplement. So just go down to your local GNC or NutriShop, whatever you have near you. Get a psyllium husk fiber. It's just a powder. Put a couple scoops of that once a day. You're going to up your fiber intake by anywhere from 4 to 10 grams a day by doing that. This is going to help you on multiple levels. Not only your digestion, you're going to feel better, your stomach's going to feel better. you're also going to feel a little bit more full, which will cause you to not necessarily want to eat as much. But then that fiber is also going to help you to maintain that high metabolism. When your digestive system is working correctly, it actually has to work harder to burn or to digest the fiber. As it's digesting the fiber, working harder, it's burning more calories just because you have it in you. So that high fiber creates a metabolism that's constantly going, just revving. So add in fiber to your diet today, and will actually help you to go ahead and then just eat whatever you feel like at other times of the week or of the day. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is calories. We all hate counting calories, but we know that they are something we have to pay attention to, at least to an extent. Some people believe the only thing that matters with weight loss is calories in, calories out. That's true to an extent. You have to be burning more calories than you're taking in. So you add a high calorie food or meal in, and you really can mess yourself up. But we have to consider a lot of other things as well. It's not just the number of calories, it's the type, it's what's going into it. We talked a little bit about that, the profile, the macro profile at the beginning. And that has something to do with our fat loss as well. So we need to be concerned with a couple different things. But knowing maybe that you're going to eat a high calorie meal can help you. And that's one of the ways we're going to talk about to overcome and be able to eat these high calorie meals is to plan ahead. If you know that you're going out on the weekend, Friday, Saturday night, that day, maybe start eating a little bit later in the day. Maybe don't have as high calorie meals at the beginning of the day. That way, when you do decide to have that margarita, that slice of pizza, that bowl of ice cream, whatever it is that you want that night, it's okay. It's really not that big a deal because you've done these other steps. You've planned ahead. You know exactly what it is, what it's going to take, and you're not going to be hurt by it. And mentally, it's not going to get to you. You realize that you're okay and you're going to be able to keep going on your fitness journey, on your fat loss journey as well. The other thing is make sure that you're getting the workouts that you plan on doing. Get them in. Don't think that, well, today is just a lost day or tomorrow's just a lost day because I'm going to go out and eat whatever I want. Get the workout in. Make sure that you're committed to having these workouts put in your program, especially those strength training workouts, which will help to make you feel good, be able to eat the meal that you want to eat and not have to worry about it. Again, sometimes the biggest struggle we have is mentally. So if you can get over it and understand that, you know what, I can eat whatever I feel like today, you will be able to overcome it and have what you want. The other thing that we're going to talk about is something that I use for myself on a regular basis. I kind of fluctuate in and out, but I use it with my clients as well, is that of intermittent fasting. Now, there's a lot of ways to do intermittent fasting. Some really good that I enjoy, that I like. Others really bad that I think is detrimental to our health as well as our fitness goals. But intermittent fasting can really put in a buffer for you when it comes to those calories. Talked about eating a little bit later, planning ahead. That's exactly what intermittent fasting is going to do for you. As your body gets used to it, and there's so many benefits to it, but as it gets used to it, you'll be okay not eating till 12. Well, guess what? If you don't eat till 12, it means that you have a smaller window to add in larger calories. Your calorie didn't change for that day. You still need to get in the same amount of calories. So with the intermittent fasting, we can have this built-in kind of buffer, I like to say, which will then allow you to go ahead and have that cheat meal for the day or the week or whatever it is that you want to put in. It allows you to eat it. Again, we want to be able to maintain this journey long term. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And so anything that allows you to continue to do the routine that you need to do to lose weight, to lose the fat, make sure that you're doing it. If you need that cheat meal, if you need to eat pizza or ice cream, whatever it is, go for it. Make sure that you're doing it correctly. Add in some of these tips that allows you to do that and not have to worry. Because if you add in these strength training, protein, high protein, the fiber, and intermittent fasting even to an extent, it will allow you to still lose fat, still lose weight, but eat the things that you want to eat. Guys, I hope this helps you. I hope you find these tips informative, as well as something that you can put in your program. If you got value out of this video, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button for me. I would really appreciate it. It helps support this channel, get the video views. Also hit the subscribe button. I do these videos on a weekly basis, and I really want to hear your insight. So give me a comment down below. First off, the things you like to eat, because I want to hear about that. Also, let me know the questions that you have, fitness questions, the different things that you'd like to see answered from a real perspective, not somebody that just shows their abs and says everybody can do it, but gives real advice. I'd like to hear your questions as well. So I'll see you guys next week.